Hello, you join me starting off in Granton today. We are going to do another three of our former railway stations, and we're starting here at the old Granton gasworks station. Um, Before we start, though, right, two of the stations that we're going to today, including this one, is one of them. I've been to before and filmed and showed you guys, but I'm returning today because I've got more information about both of them. And station number three that we're going to, we've actually got a mystery to solve. So hopefully you guys will be able to help me with that as well. Okay, well, let's just start and talk about this one. So this was the platforms here, of which there were two. And then we've got this station building, which, yeah, let's just run all the facts. So this was a private railway station. It was built in 1898 and was operational from October 1902, although it wasn't officially opened until 1903, and then it closed in 1942. It was commissioned by the Edinburgh Leith Gas Commissioners. Commissioned by the commissioners, it's interesting, to bring their workers down from the town into the gasworks, which was here. We've actually got remnants of the gasworks, not an awful lot, mostly where Morrison's is today. This is where it was. In fact, if you do go into Morrison's, there is a photo on the wall that shows you the whole site. It's quite interesting. Yeah, so the what was I saying? Oh, the building. So yeah, this was the train station. It was also the office for the gasworks. It contained the clocking machines for the staff, lockers, and toilets as well. Yeah, so there was a footbridge that actually connected the station building to the gasworks over there, which is actually marked out. If I come up these steps, this is something that I only sort of noticed when I was looking at Google Maps. So this is where the footbridge would have been, right here. Yes, so footbridge was here, but if you see these other lines that are crossing here, this is actually marking out where the railway was. This was sidings. As I was saying, yeah, I didn't notice this until I was looking at an image from above of Google Maps. But yeah, these it's quite clever. Nice little touch, I think that. Yes, so the railway, the gas workers who would come down from Princes Street to this station on their little train, it was free to ride. That was up until 1923, when the Caledonian and London Midland Railway, who was operating it from its inception, they merged with Scottish Railways. And after that, it was not free to ride anymore. I think a big part of that was that it was only supposed to be for the workers, but because it wasn't ticketed, people just got on the train. So there's a lot of people, residents and its relatives and such, who are just taking a free ride. Yeah, so yeah, it was a run from Princes Street down to here. I don't think it stopped anywhere on the route. I don't know that for certain though, but it was a 12-minute trip. The from terminus to terminus. Yeah, right. The only other thing I can say about this building is that in World War II, the Germans had identified it as a potential target due to the gasworks that were here, but for some reason they never actually went through with that. They didn't attack it. Don't know why. Here's a look from the opposite side. So yeah, we can make out the platforms here very distinctively here. Okay, we're now at Granton Square. We're going to have a look for station number 2 today. We are on Lochinvar Drive and we're heading this way. We are going to find Granton Railway Station, not to be confused with Granton Road Station. I think this is sometimes known as Granton Harbour Station. So Granton Station was opened on the 19th of January 1846, closed 1st January 1917 for the war, as we've seen with other stations, reopened 1st February 1919. Then it closed for good on the 2nd of November 1925. There was one platform. It was part of the Edinburgh, Leith and Granton Railway. It was a terminus station. The preceding station was Trinity, which is where we were heading after this. So yeah, we're just coming up to where the station was. I'm not expecting to see any remnants whatsoever. Okay, so this is pretty much where the station was. So this is the Royal Forth Yacht Club, RFYC. And what I read online, safely across the road, so this, roughly where I am now, would have been the tracks, and then roughly here would have been the platform, and then the station building on this side. But yeah, I will have a quick look around. Like I said, I'm not expecting to see any remnants whatsoever. We maybe get lucky and see a bit of track or something, but yeah, don't count on it. So here we have the harbour, and this is referred to as Middle Pier. I am not seeing any remnants at all. I thought maybe we would get lucky and maybe there'd be a bit of track or something still embedded in the road, but not seeing anything. In fact, I don't even recall whether I saw any photos of the station when I was doing my research. I will have another look, and if I do find some, I will post them over this. Um, I'm guessing there's probably maybe one or two online, if any, but I'm sure I would have remembered if I'd found them. Okay, so leaving behind Granton Station, we're gonna head back here and then cut around this way. We're actually going to be following the coast, if you like, for want of a better word, to what was Trinity Station. Uh, yeah, and our little mystery to solve when we get there. But there are some things to point out en route as well, and I've got a photo to match up, which I think is incredible. The difference. Right, so we've got Wardy Bay just on this side here, and this is the trackbed that we're actually walking along now. I'm going to show you something in a minute, and then I'll explain where I'm not entirely sure whether the trackbed was here or there, and that'll make sense in a minute. And it'll make even more sense when you see the photo that I've got later on. In fact, I can just tell you, I'm not entirely sure whether this was raised up or not. I think it was. So as we make our way along, you can see here this bit goes up and that bit stays down. So up here, there was a bridge for the railway to cross over the entrance to Wardy Bay. It actually might be a little bit further. No, it's here. Yeah, so this was the railway for definite. That bit down there might have been up this height, possibly. Yeah, obviously the track ran in both directions. Let's see. I need to make sure I do this safely as well. Okay, I'm going to gingerly come into this bit here. Yeah, so this was a bridge originally, allowing access to the beach. Yeah, so here is the entrance to Wardy Bay. I'm just thinking it's quite a weird shape for a bridge. So I'm wondering whether if it actually extended out this way more, but possibly. I think I've got a picture of this. I'll have to put up as well. But yeah, this was a bridge at one point. And then the railway continued pretty much along the edge of this road till Trinity Corner, which is where it's well, that is where I've got this interesting photo, because I've not really been able to work out it fully in my head. I can see it, but I'm not entirely sure. It will make sense when I show it to you. And we've got another bit of banking here that goes up. Obviously, again, it is 2 tracks wide, so McKelvey Parade, just out of interest. I'm going to go up this one. And we can now see Trinity Corner in the distance. If I zoom in, those buildings right in the middle is pretty much our destination today. Yeah. Okay, we're just coming up to where I need to work out this photo. So the DPD van that is sitting just there, that path just next to that leads you to the station. And with these buildings here are definitely in the photo. Right, I am going to stop filming a second while I pull this photo up, and then I will see if I can match it as best as my ability will allow. Okay, well here we are at Trinity Corner. So I'll point out a few things to you here, and then I'll put the photo up. The building here gone. That is the entrance way to the station. If I come around this way, that chimney breast you can definitely see in the photo, and then if I swing around this way, that is the track bed. So if I come back around this way, um, I'm going to zoom right out on this just so I can put the other image over the top. So there you go. You can see how different that is to what is here today. And I'll point some arrows on stuff as well. So yeah, you can see those chimneys and that building that is gone. A massive difference. Fascinating stuff. Uh, right, okay, we'll go up to the station and I'll give you the facts that I've got, and then we're going to solve our mystery together, potentially. Okay, here we are at Trinity Railway Station. Um, so it's part of the Edinburgh, Leith and Granton Railway. The station opened on the 31st of August 1842. However, it wasn't here. It closed and moved here on the 1st of January 1846. And now on the east side, there was also a coal depot. But the station closed on 1st January 1917 for war economy reasons, reopened 1st of February 1919. When it reopened, the coal depot stayed shut. And then the whole thing closed 2nd November 1925. Now, if you continue up this way, you'll go through Trinity Tunnel, and then depending which train you were getting from here, your next stop would have either been Scotland Street or Bonington. That is all the facts. So now we get into the mystery. Yeah, so the mystery surrounds where was the station originally. Now I've got two locations that I found reference to. So we'll go and have a look at both of them as much as we can. One of them is in a residential street, so it's going to be a little trickier. And the other one is just around this corner. So yeah, we'll go around this way. So we've got the edge of the platforms here and here. It's not a very big station, I have to say. Right, if we come around this way, you should be able to just see in the distance the tunnel. But before that, we've got a bridge here. So one of the potential locations for the original station was right by this bridge. It's referred to as being just past the tunnel. So, but if we head up onto the bridge, which we're going to do, there is a clue up there, which might give us the answer we're looking for. I'm just looking at the size of these walls, and that one just the other side of the bridge doesn't seem to be quite as high, so that might be a clue as well. This is Lennox Row that's going above us, just out of interest. And we know how the railways like to put stations on bridges. It's quite a wide bridge as well, so I'm saying it's probably looking a good chance, but we'll see if there's any remnants here in the first place. Okay, so this is looking back down towards Trinity Station now. Well, the second Trinity Station. So apart from the walls being not as high this side of the bridge as that side of the bridge, I'm not seeing anything else at the minute that's giving any real hard evidence for the station originally being here. So what we'll do is we're going to go to the other possibility, and then we'll come back and we'll be on top of this bridge after that, and we'll look at the evidence that's up there if we can find it. But yeah, so we'll head this way back to Trinity Corner and round the grounds by the Old Chain Pier. There's a road opposite that, which pretty much is in line with this, and that is potentially where the station was as well. Yeah, so here is the station there, but you notice this wall curves around, and there is potentially that was a direction that it used to go in. Yeah, right, we'll investigate this way to the Old Chain Pier we head. Right, so here is the Old Chain Pier, and if I swing around this way, we've got a road just up here, which actually I think leads to the parking for the current old station there. It's not a very big street. Trinity Crescent is where we are. Um, so that's the back of the station building you can see there. So what I'd read online is that it was roughly around here somewhere, and it moved uphill to there. So somewhere around here is potentially where the station was as well. Obviously, this is private property, so I'm not going to go any further than this gate. But yeah, there's the back of the station building. So yeah, potentially somewhere here was the station. Again, no remnants. But yeah, right, we're going to head up to Lennox Row to be on top of that bridge, and we'll see if there's any evidence up there. And then it's decision time. Okay, here we are on Lennox Row. Turtle Lodge there. It looks pretty fascinating building as well. Right, we need to find our bridge somewhere along here. Okay, here is our bridge. We'll take a quick look around, see what we can see. I'll show you the direction we're looking in as well. So there is our corner. Well, the other station was potentially that way, and the station is that way, and our high walls are this side. And then if I cross over safely this way, we have got, let me see it, the path heading the way with the shorter walls on either side. So that's what we are looking at the moment. So in terms of the evidence from here, I was looking for a distinctive gap in the wall that would indicate a gateway or a door, something like that. And the only one I can see is in that corner over there, which is on the high side. We're going to have a look at it anyway. Let's see what's over this way actually before we cross over. We've got something possibly here. Let's see. We've got a bit of iron. I think it might just be to stop people walking that way. But interesting how that wall was obviously not the original, because that wall was behind it. You wouldn't really put a wall around a wall. But again, there's no gap or indication that something's been bricked up. Not that I can see anyway. So yeah, that is our only potential relic if it was here. Let's see where, if anywhere this leads to. Is that part of their garden, or is it nothing? I can see a little pathway through that. Okay, let's have a look through this way. I'll do this respectfully, because of course it is somebody's. You can see their pathway. There's not an awful lot else through that. Like, it doesn't look like it's part of this property. Let's see. No, I'm thinking that's their boundary wall, so that is not their property. So we've got a potential thing there. Let's come back over this way, and we'll do our final blurb. So, yeah, so that is potentially a station entrance, but there is two possibilities. One is here, just past the tunnel, and then the other is down that way on that road, Trinity Crescent, and the station was moved uphill apparently. So there's your options. Which one is correct? You be the judge. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you know. I'm not saying you'll remember it, but you might have read about it in a forgotten book or something like that. So yeah, that is our mystery to solve today. Where was the station originally? Okay, we have actually got, apart from that one there, here as well. Again, the bridge ends here, and then the boundary wall for that house is there. So in that gap there isn't anything. There is a fence just in that foliage, but I'm not seeing anything. But again, it's quite potentially an entrance to the other platform if there was a platform here. As steep as it was, I suppose potentially it could have had steps that go down and then underneath, and you came out on that side to the platform. The mystery thickens. Well, there you go. Anyway, I think we'll call it there for today. That's another 3 stations done. But I suppose technically it's 4 stations done because we've done the mystery of where the original station was as well. Okay, bye.